Whether you are headed back to school or work or continuing to stay at home, having a quick meal prep can help simplify your life. So today I'm going to share some of my favorite meal prep recipes. All of these recipes can be made with 7 ingredients for under $1 per serving and can be prepped in less than 30 minutes. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Tiffany and this is my Vegan Aloha Kitchen. I'm excited to be partnering with PowerXL today to give away a product that's going to simplify your life and cut your prep time in half. Make sure you stick around till the end of the video to get all of those details, and let's get started. Here are the 7 base ingredients we need. I'm going to start with the most complex recipes first, since they take the most prep time. I will also note I did not include oil, spices, or sauces in my 7 ingredient list, but we'll be using them since these are things I assume you have at home. The first thing I'm making is a quick chickpea nugget. For this recipe, I'm using the chickpeas and the vital wheat gluten. You can make any of these recipes shown today gluten-free by subbing the wheat gluten for almond flour. Start by draining the liquid reserve from both cans of chickpeas in a large bowl and setting aside. Then add half a can of chickpeas, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of vegetable seasoning. I'm using Better Than Bouillon, and salt and pepper to a high-speed blender and pulse until combined. You can also mash these by hand, making sure to press until smooth. Next, fold in the wheat gluten to form a soft dough. Knead for 5 to 6 minutes until the dough becomes stretchy and elastic. This is called seitan. The seitan dough should be smooth and stretchy. If it does not have a pull-apart texture, keep kneading until the gluten activates. Then roll out the seitan into a 1/2-inch cylinder. Cut the dough evenly into bite-sized pieces about 4 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Then press into desired shape, making sure the nuggets are packed tightly together and allowed to bind in the fridge for at least 20 minutes. Our second recipe will be similar, but we are making a veggie burger using black beans and wheat gluten as the base. Combine 1/2 a can of black beans, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of vegetable seasoning, or I'm using vegan steak seasoning, salt and pepper to taste, and 1/2 a cup of water. I'm also adding in 1/2 a teaspoon of sesame oil for some additional flavor, but this is optional. Blend until smooth, then fold in 1/2 a cup of vital wheat gluten. Knead again for about 5 to 6 minutes until it becomes stretchy and elastic. Roll into a slightly thicker log for this one. Cut into patties, then press into desired shape. Place these in the freezer and allow them to bind for 20 minutes alongside the nuggets. We are making one more seitan loaf for our prep, and this one is my personal favorite. For this recipe, we are using the tofu and wheat gluten to make our very own deli meat. It's business as usual, blending to combine 1/2 a cup of tofu, 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 tablespoon of peppercorns, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Blend in a high-speed blender, then add in 1 cup of vital wheat gluten. The dough may appear sticky, but it's supposed to be this way. If it's too dry, the result will not be ideal. This time we are kneading for only 2 to 3 minutes, stopping when it becomes soft and smooth. Roll your seitan into a 4-inch log and prepare a piece of foil. Wrap the foil around the seitan and twist the ends like candy wrappers to slightly seal the foil package. Make sure you don't wrap this too tightly. The dough will expand as it cooks and will explode if there's no breathing room. So carefully wrap and set aside. The rest of the prep is going to be completely gluten-free and can be made in a matter of minutes. I'm going to start the second part of my prep by draining 2 cans of jackfruit and adding them to a pot of boiling water or broth. I'm adding better than bouillon seasoning to hot water to boil to add in a little flavor, but any broth or vegetable seasoning will work. Turn down the heat and let these simmer for 10 minutes. While these are cooking, I'm going to start on my 4th recipe, which is a chickpea salad. And we're only using a can of chickpeas for this one. Start by draining the liquid from your can of chickpeas into a high-speed blender. We will be making our own vegan mayo using this liquid, which is called aquafaba. I'm going to start my immersion blender on low speed until it becomes frothy, then turn up the speed to high and add in 3/4 cups of vegetable oil. I'm adding in some lemon juice and salt and pepper to taste. If you want a thicker mayo, you can add a 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch, cream of tartar, or Xanthian gum. Any of the 3 will work, but are also optional. To a bowl, mix in 1/2 can of chickpeas and 1/2 cup of mayo, a 1/2 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and 1 tablespoon of curry powder, and a pinch of salt. Then mix to combine. I'm adding in some cranberries, walnuts, and apple chunks, but you can add in whatever you like or have as is. Add this to a sandwich over some greens or serve as a dip. The next recipe is similar, and we'll be using the jackfruit, the mayo we just made, and the corn as our base. The jackfruit should be cooked at this point, so we'll add in 1/2 cup of jackfruit, then 1/2 cup of mayo. Mix in a 1/2 teaspoon of yellow mustard, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dill. I'm also adding a 1/2 tablespoon of spicy seasoning and 1/2 cup of corn. This one reminds me of an ugly corn dip that used to be served at parties in the Midwest. This is really wonderful on a tortilla, salad, or with some crisp. In the next recipe, I'll be making some jackfruit tacos by adding 1 cup of jackfruit, a 1/2 cup of corn, and a 1/2 cup of black beans with 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning. This is easy to turn into our next recipe by simply wrapping in rice paper and turning these into taco wraps. Add rice paper to water and soak for 5 to 10 seconds until it becomes pliable, then add in your mix and wrap. If you would like, you can also add this to a tortilla for a taco or burrito lunch. We have already made it to the 8th recipe, and the next one is hands down one of my favorites and is so simple to make. For this recipe, you will need 2 rice paper wraps, the rest of the boiled jackfruit, and your favorite wing sauce. Add warm water to a plate and dip the rice paper for 5 to 10 seconds until it becomes pliable. Then add in the rest of your jackfruit pieces and wrap in a wing shape. Brush on your favorite wing sauce and set aside. We will be air frying all of our recipes together in a moment. The last recipe is the simplest one, and I have this at least twice a week. We will use the last of our tofu, cutting it into bite-sized cubes. Then add 1/4 cup of cornstarch or flour to a large bag or container with some seasoning. I am using Italian seasoning, but you can use whatever you have on hand. We have prepared all of our dishes. The salad and wraps are ready to go, and all that is left is to bake the wings, tofu, and seitan. I am using the air fryer to cut my cook time in half and to easily prepare everything together without heating up the house. If you don't have an air fryer, don't worry. I'm excited to be working with Power XL products to give away a Vortex air fryer to one of my subscribers. The company sells affordable and reliable kitchen and home appliances. All you have to do to win is make sure you're a subscriber, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. I'll be choosing a winner from the comments section sometime next week. I'll also leave the website for Power XL link below in the comments and description box so you can get some great products for a really good price. Preheat the air fryer or oven to 370 degrees and then add in your seitan loaf, nuggets, veggie burger, tofu, and wings. Cook for a total of 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the wings and nuggets should be done. Remove and cook the rest for another 10 minutes. Then remove the veggie burgers and tofu and cook your seitan for another 10 minutes. Remove and allow to cool before slicing. The total cook time and full recipe can be found in the description and comment box below. I will also include a full printable shopping list so you can get everything you need for your meal prep. Everything is ready to be placed in your lunch boxes. Add in your favorite fruits, veggies, and snacks and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Make sure you sign up for that air fryer by giving this video a thumbs up and leaving a comment below. Mahalo, stay safe, and I'll see you in the kitchen.